Hello, this is Manal. I hope you are doing fantastic. I hope everybody is in and I start to see the virtual room filling up. Very, very excited. You all know what comes next. Super, super excited about today's inspiration. Today's inspiration, we're all talking about self-judgment. Valerie, hello to you, and hello to everybody. We're talking about one of my favorite expressions. The hearts are starting. Self-judgment, 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 and self-judgment is all about our egoic body. How do we judge ourselves? How do we hold ourselves? What do we expect out of ourselves? What do we say about ourselves? Today will be a fantastic exploration about how we think about ourselves. Why? So we can detach and move to self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. Elena, hello Manal and everyone. Elena says, and Rita, hello beautiful Manal. And the hearts are going, and who is ready? Who is ready? So should I ask the question straight from the beginning? How do you judge yourself? How do you judge yourself? How do you hold yourself? Do you hold yourself from a place of love and acceptance and compassion? Do you care about this? Rita says, let's do this. Do you spend all your time just really celebrating yourself and caring about yourself and just knowing that you are doing amazing, that you're doing amazing? Lynn, hello to you. Hello, hello, hello. That everything's amazing. The human journey is perfect and you are doing amazing. Or Chandra Dev, hello to you. Hello. Or is there a bit of self-judgment going on? Rochelle, hello to you. Is there self-judgment going on? Is there a feeling of not good enough, a fear of failure, fear of not being perfect, not being good enough? What kind of judgments do you hold on yourself? And the reason we talk about it, the reason we bring it to the surface is when you acknowledge it, it gives you the power to release it. To release it. So we talk about it with the intention to, first of all, bring it to the surface. Second of all, normalize it. We're all human. I kept saying today, oh, you're human. You're not special. We all do this. But how do we muscle ourselves out of doing it? Gary says always, always, always. Gary, always? Is there any self-celebration, self-honoring? Are there any times that you hold yourself and recognize? Or is it always 100 to 0, 90 to 10, 80 to 20? What percentage? You say always, that says to me 100, 0. But is there a 90, 10, 80, 20? And when we talk about muscling, it's all about shifting from 100 to 0 to 90 to 10 to 80 to 20 to 70 to 30 to 60 to 40 to 50 to 50 until it flips the other way. And then it's 10 to 90. And then it's 1 to 99%. Gary, perfect. Yes, I exaggerated. Okay, be specific with me. What is it? What is it? Rita, can have good days, but can fall down the mountain, blame myself for failed relationship. Fantastic, Rita. So failure, and specifically failure in relationship. What does failure in relationship says more than failure in something else? It's failure in intimacy, connection with yourself, connection with others, being lovable, So failure, we have a failure of worthiness, but when it comes into a relationship, it's worthiness, and there's also the happiness component. So there might be adding a couple of components. So Rita, when you say failure in relationship, what does that mean to you? And I see the hearts going, so I see that there is resonance with this resonance. So Gary, you exaggerated. Can you unexaggerate? Depends on the day. Perfect. For some reason, Gary, I can tell you the reason. Does everybody know what the reason is? What is the reason? The reason is we're human. We're human. And that's why I really love that you said always, and I said 110. And now we have a way to start measuring ourselves. Like today we can start to say, okay, this is the percentage that I judge myself. And here's a percentage of the days that I accept myself. And then we watch to see when we can start to see that turning, So yes, we do. Because we are human and we are learning to go internal rather than external. And we are used to having to look for others to validate ourselves. And we're learning as we become adults and adulting and humaning to validate from internal. from internally. And when we self-validate, we don't need the world and relationships and others to tell us that we're good. We just know that we are. We know that we're amazing, that we accept ourselves and we love ourselves. But that self-judgment is the conditioning that we learn when we're babies, that we have to do certain things to be loved, to be cared for, to be good, to be perfect. And our conditioning is not bad. It's just part of the human journey. Just part of what we are. So let's start to become aware of it so we can let go of it and release it. I see the hearts and I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. Valerie, I can celebrate myself rationally, but I don't feel it. And I mostly judge what I do. I am. Beautiful, beautiful. So Valerie is a very strong recognition from the beginning. I see the hearts going that it's not about rationalizing. Nothing is about rationalizing. There is some mind in it. So when Gary says, yes, I exaggerated, and Gary says for some reason, there's some limiting thoughts in there. Those limiting thoughts will get us patterned into judging more than accepting, or seeing when we are actually accepting ourselves, because it's either joking, it's limiting thoughts, or it's the way that we've conditioned to work our mind, to minimize ourselves, to see ourselves as less than. And it's what we become comfortable with, because sometimes the failure, the self-sabotage is more comfortable than the success, that we're okay, the self-acceptance. But again, what we're trying to do is just look at the patterns and break away from them. So it's not about knowing it, but we are going to examine our mind and our mind patterns to help break free from it. It's about feeling it, feeling it. So Valerie, what's keeping you from feeling it? Do you know what's keeping you from feeling it? Rochelle, I judge myself the most when I have little time for self-care. Fantastic. So and why do you have little time? Could we go into that a bit deeper? Why do you have little time for self-care? Why do you not take care of yourself? Why are you not prioritizing yourself? Let's explore that a bit, Rochelle, because there might be a hint in there, a big hint. Gary, do you know what day that wakes up? Is for some reason, is it random? Do you know what the day, it depends on the day, do you know? Or is that part of what you're trying to discover? Monica, hello, Manal and friends, fantastic. Da, 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 da. And Kendra came in as well. Ray, is it normal to have anxiety when judging your progress? Ray, it's so interesting you're mentioning anxiety, because March is anxiety month. We decided to start to do themes on talking about our growing and expansion, and I'm focusing on all of the things that I'm doing this month on anxiety. And anxiety is fear. Anxiety is unexpressed fear, is unacknowledged fear. It's me not willing to recognize and acknowledging the fear that I'm holding within myself. So when we're judging our progress, we're fearful of what? What are you fearful of, Ray? When you look at your progress, and what is it that you're fearful of? Fearful of failure? Fearful that you're not good enough? Fearful of not succeeding? So the answer is absolutely yes. It is normal to have expressions of anxiety, and anxiety is really our four bodies expressing ourselves in resistance at the same time, because it's not willing to acknowledge what it's really feeling. So Ray, in your question, what is it that you fearful that I'm fooling myself? There we go. There we go. And Ray, it's an interesting way to position it. Fooling myself. Fooling yourself about what? That pretending that you're good when you're really not good. So it's interesting that it's not even like fooling others, but you're fooling yourself. Talk to me a bit about what you're fooling yourself about. Fooling yourself. Rochelle, sometimes it's hard to find time. My schedule is so full of responsibilities. I get anxious. We use the word anxious again in a very small time. I get anxious about the things I am responsible for completing. So, okay, let's talk about anxious and anxiety. Ray, that life is good, that things are okay, that we're fooling myself. That's really interesting. Ray, I feel like that, says Valerie too. I feel like I'm tricking myself, that life is good. Okay, so if life isn't good, what is it? What if life isn't good, what is it? Okay, and Rochelle, we're going to talk about your anxiety about things for completing. And this is all, you're all coming on the same theme. What is life? Okay, we're talking about self-judgment, and boom, we got to life. We got to bigger, because obviously as humans, we are in this human journey. So we have to see how we fit into the larger puzzle to pull it all together. So Ray says it's painful and scary. That life, if it's not good, it's painful and scary. So let's talk about pain. What Tell me more about pain, and tell me scary is fear. So there we go. There's the fear that you're trying to avoid looking and feeling, Ray, which is fantastic. That anxiety is a fear of being painful and scary. So, and tell me more about the painful. Fantastic. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Emotional and physical pain. Fantastic. And why is there emotional and physical pain? Why is there? Why is there? And everybody who's relating to this, talk to me. Valerie, I was thinking about this today. I realized that there's so much resisting to seeing life is joy and good and fun and great. Fantastic. And it all comes together. How we feel about ourselves is how we feel about our journey. How we feel about our journey is how we feel about life. How we feel about life is what we learned when we were babies and we're conditioned to. And some of us have more shifting to do than others about seeing the beauty in life and expecting the beauty in life. But it's okay. It's all part of what we're doing. It's all part of the fun. It's all part of the journey. It's all part of the journey. Gary, Ray is describing it so well. Fantastic. That's why we're all in it together, so we can talk it and share it and relate it and hear it and feel it and fix it together. Fantastic. And there's no fixing. It's just allowing. Valerie, what's in the way for me is blaming myself for experiencing life like this. So is it, and Ray says grief and chronic disease. Okay, fantastic. So what we're getting in here, this is all fantastic. And I'm coming back to Rochelle's comment as well. It's hard to find time. My schedule is so full of responsibilities. I get anxious about the things I'm responsible for and completing. So that's feeling a bit out of control. I'm guilty of being a workaholic. Grief, chronic disease. Who sees what the common variable is in all of this? Things that we cannot control. I see an element of not being able to control. And that's what anxiety is there's a fear of the future, fear of being out of control, fear of not being able to control. So there's an aspect of it of control. So let's talk about life. Let's talk about life. What is life? And we're going to take the lens off of ourselves, because we really got quickly to seeing that a lot of the judgments and things that we're feeling is actually about life, not about ourselves. So let's go outside for a second, outside of ourselves, and let's look at life. What is life? What is life? It's scary. Fantastic. Why is it scary, Ray? And I see the fun and the humor in that. But I'm having fun too, being focused right now. So it's scary. So what's scary about life? Life is a struggle and it's exhausting. Fantastic. And Valerie, life is exhausting when we're resisting. One of my best and favorite analogies is in a river. If you're going with the flow, there's no work. If you're swimming against it, it's exhausting. If you're in a riptide, if you let yourself go, you survive. If you try to swim, you drown. So yes, it's exhausting when you fight it and you resist it. And when I've resisted life, it's when I've had chronic fatigue. The more I allow it, the more energy and flow I have. Okay? So let's recognize that living a certain way results in life feeling a certain way. Living in a certain other way results in life feeling another way. Does that resonate? And is that something that we could all agree to? Life, Brittany says life is unknown. Life is unknown. Fantastic. I'm more of a rock in the river. Ray, I actually observed the rocks in the river and how the water goes around it or over it, but it's still, there's an obstruction, and you watch how it sort of does. And in areas where there's less water, you might see more of the resistance, and more water, the rock doesn't do anything. So even for the rock in the river, the water has to go around it or over it. And sometimes it's resistance, sometimes it's less resistance. So it's really fun to watch the rock in the river and see the fun in how resistance plays and allowing comes in as well. Gary says he doesn't resist. Ray is a rock in the river. Yay. You guys are keeping me working today, keeping me on my toes. Okay, fantastic. Okay. It goes around me and I have no comprehension. Okay, so life is chaotic. Life is loud. Valerie, and I blame myself that I resist so much in life. Like, this is my fault and I keep feeling like this. Beautiful, Valerie. Fantastic. So we feel out of control. or feel like we're controlling unsuccessfully. What are those feelings? Let's keep talking about life and figuring out what are those feelings. So I keep blaming myself that I resist so much in life. Okay, if we're not resisting, what are we doing? Let's keep going back and peeling back the onion. If we're not resisting, what are we doing? If we're not resisting in life, what are we doing? Let's speak to what we want to come to, and then let's again talk about the resistance to it and keep coming until we can meet in the middle, okay? So if we're not resisting, we're allowing life to unfold, says Valerie. We're allowing. So if we're going to allow life to unfold, what does that require? Jen says we're living. We're living. Rita says we're accepting and we're flowing. Ray says if we're not resisting, we're dead. Yeah, Ray. Ray, we totally have no resistance. We're ultimately dead because part of the human journey is resistance and overcoming it. So yes, but we're also trying to live in the most unresisted state so we can really just live the life that we desire and be comfortable, enjoy life experiences and thrive and be playful and fun and adventure and laughter and flow and abundance and all these beautiful aspects of life. So yes, ultimately part of resistance is the beauty of life. We're vibrational, and part of vibrations, there's going to be different frequencies and there's resistance in some of it, and that's what music is. But we want to make the most beautiful music, and we want it to be accepting and living and allowing and going with the flow, says Elena, and power, Rita says, versus force. Power versus force, which is power is sort of like powering through, or maybe power is being empowered maybe, and force is powering through, like is fighting against something, is Rita sort of what you're getting to. But powerful and force, maybe yes, because force has resistance against it, where power is maybe no resistance, is what you're getting to, Rita. But acceptance, surrendering, awareness, and none of you said the word that I'm thinking yet too, but if we really want to allow, and we really want to live, and we really want to accept, and we really want to be in our power, I'm going to remove the word force for now, Frida, and if you have a bigger question in there, talk to me about it, but force does have resistance in there, and we're surrendering. What do we need to do? Trust. 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 To allow, to flow, to surrender, to be in awareness, to go with the flow. Awareness, not really. Awareness is just being an awareness, which is a very powerful mechanism to moving towards trust. But trust. Trust. So now I'm going to ask everybody, so trust. So what is it that we trust? Let's, because obviously we don't trust ourselves because we're judging ourselves, and we don't trust life because it's full of struggle and pain and grief and all of these things. But it's trust. So what is it that we're trusting? Gary, we are feeling that we're fighting life when it should be enjoyed. Fantastic. That's resistance. So that's the force that Rita was speaking about. So that there's a fight. And there's resistance. And we know that it's meant to be pleasurable and enjoyed and loved. And we know that. So we're going to get to it together today. I guarantee you we will get to it today. And I see the hearts, and the hearts get me so excited. I guarantee we will get to it today. Today. So trust. So what are we trusting? Jen, if we're not resisting, we are living with freedom and desire for more. Yes, and that's what we're here for. I believe we're here. I always say that we're here for so many things, but we're here to surrender. We're here to trust. We're here to curate. We're here to build. We're here to experience freedom, resistance, to allow us to dream and curate and be creators. So yeah, that's part of the beauty of life. So can we trust that resistance is part of life? Who wants to trust that resistance is part of life? Who wants to trust that the resistance is just part of it? That it's here to teach us, to help us to grow, to learn, to expand, to desire? Who can see now that Jen says if we're not resisting, we're living with freedom and desire for more. So the resistance is actually teaching us to live with freedom and desire for more. Who wants to see that? Who sees that? Today is a bad day, trust day. Gary, we're going to make it a great trust day. We're going to make it a great trust day. Chandra Dev, trusting divine in the process. Trusting divine. Divine. What is divine? What is divine? What does trusting divine mean? What does the process mean? What does it mean to everybody? See, today I said it's about egoic body, because our judgment is what we hold against ourselves on the egoic level. And already, boom, we're getting to trust of the divine, trusting the process, trusting the beauty of life, trusting our resistance, trusting our emotions, trusting life. Brittany, for me, it's God, trusting God. For me, it's God too, trusting God, trusting the universe, trusting the human journey. Divine is God. Chandra says divine is God. Fantastic. Valerie says, I don't know what trust is. Maybe that's why I feel afraid. Yes, Valerie, that's what we're going to muscle together. Stronger connection to universe might help, like you suggested in the group. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so what is trust? I love that, okay? What is trust? Resistance is still life. Many don't resist. They just resign themselves, says Sandy. I really like that. Resistance is still life. Resistance is part of life. Many don't resist. They just resign themselves. Yes, that's when we are depressed, we're tired, we don't live, and we resign ourselves to life. And anger is more of a resistance, and force is more of a resistance. What we want is allowing. So there's different levels that our emotional bodies might be resisting or allowing life, but ultimately we want to go to allowing and flowing and surrendering and all of those beautiful things that everybody just finished saying. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel good? But we're going to do it not by intellectualizing it. Valerie said it. I know it, but I don't feel it. We're going to get to feeling it. Because it's not enough to know it. It's all about feeling it. Amy, I've let so much go now, but I feel really exposed. Interesting. Excited to see what you've got here, Amy. And it's a feeling I don't like, because when I last felt powerless, exposed and powerless, it was during a trauma where I had no physical or emotional control. And this is sort of interesting because it goes back to Rita saying, wasn't it you, Rita, that was talking about force versus power? Yes, it's force versus power, but I can keep reading. There's some powerful stuff in here, Amy. It was during a trauma where I had no physical or emotional control or ability to respond, etc. I'm feeling pretty scared to allow myself to feel exposed again. Okay, so this brings in a really powerful element. Are we still powerful when we're trusting? Or do we need to be in control to be empowered? What's the relationship between control and power and trust and powerlessness? Amy, this is really, really strong, and you're coming into inviting something really powerful for us all to really become aware of. It's really powerful, really powerful. So can we start to feel, let's all come back and bring into the lens, and bring in the lens of power and powerlessness, trust and control. Like a physical control or emotional control, the ability to respond. When do we feel like we're more in control? Amy, I don't actually associate feeling powerless with it until today. You'll see my comments on your post about today's session. Okay, fantastic, Amy, I'll look at it. But let's talk about this. Do we feel more powerful when we're in control? Brittany, when things turn out as they should. There's a judgment, Brittany, that's really powerful statement. When things turn out as they should. So there's a judgment of good and bad. So acceptance, again, this comes back to what is life and what are we trusting. So we're going to go into different things. So this is really, really powerful. Jen, power projection on the external and empowered is internally felt. Power protection on the external and empowered is internally felt. Yes, Jen, power is a projection or a protection on the external. Power, and empowered is internally. And control and power sort of have that relationship. So there's a subtlety that we're going to start to explore right now between feeling empowered and trusting and empowered but not power and lack of trust and need to control. So there's something in there that we want to sort of really explore. Ray, for myself, trauma heals when I realize I have no control. Okay, what's the other word of saying no control? No control is another way of saying trust. So I really prefer to say trust, trusting. And I feel like control is resistance. Okay, I'm going to ask a question. Is control resistance? Amy, the trained professionals should have looked after me, so my judgment is on them. Fantastic. There's some anger that you can project towards somebody, which is powerful because it keeps you less from powerlessness, and it feels like they took my power. Amy, there's a lot going on there, and I know you said that you have something in there, but and I appreciate you talking about how you felt about this situation, and let's keep going into looking at this relationship between power and being empowered and trust and control. Okay, Chandra Dev, control is a heavy word. Yes, control is a heavy word, and all of us are trying to control what we can't control. So let me ask a question. What is it that we're doing when we actually do have, I'm going to use this word in quotes right now, control? Rochelle says trust is a game changer. Yes, and trust comes from inside. It's sort of like Jen is saying, empowered versus power. It's empowered versus power. So let's keep playing with this. What is the word when it's not control, but it's like control, but things that we can manage, things that we can, Victor says self-will. Great, what else it is? I feel like I have a false reassurance when in control. Perfect, because control isn't what we want. Control is not what we want. Chandra Dev says, if I'm honest, I feel in power, trust more when I'm in control. Fantastic, but there's a relationship here between control and power that I think would really serve us. And Amy is bringing it out for ourselves. I think this is fantastic. And perfect. Self-discipline, perfectionism, but I don't know if perfectionism is great, but Rochelle, but it's a great word. This is what I'm a recovering perfectionist. And I think I said last time that someone I was working with laughed at me. She's like, Manal, you're not recovering, you're still is. She's like, let it go. Everything doesn't have to be perfectionist. I'm like, I'm a recovering perfectionist. She's like, no, you still are. She goes, let it go. It's good, it's great. She goes, let it go. Okay, focus, self-discipline. How about inspired action? Allowing. Rochelle says, I love it, fantastic. Allowing, flowing. Some of those words that we talked about earlier about how to live life. Surrender. And when I say surrender, I don't mean surrender to activity. It's surrender to greater, to trust, to God, to divine, to universe, inner being, law, attraction, vibration, whatever it might be. But surrender, allowing, release. Stephanie, release is actually the mechanism of letting go of the resistance so we can allow inspired action, self-will, accepting. Can we feel the difference between the resistance in some of these words? Okay, so we're gonna keep coming back to this because I think we're onto something really big as a collective, and then we're gonna work on and we're gonna shift individually and collectively. Victor, willingness. So is any of this control? And I'm going to ask a question, and I don't know the answer, but I sort of know the answer, but I'm going to ask it and we'll see what we're all going to say. Is control good or bad? Is control good or bad? Rita says bad. Victor says bad. Ren, I like the way you said control is trust. Well, I don't know if control is trust, but I think trust is the muscle that we want to, that we think that control is giving us. I think control is our distorted trust. And if we can let go of the control and go to trust, but truly trust and decide what we're trusting, then that's when we develop the muscle. Jen says depends on the intention. Fantastic. Yeah, because I'll say to you guys, don't worry, I'm in control. I've got this. And how would you feel? So Gary is saying depends on the intention. Ren saying not healthy for sure. Chandra Dev says it depends. No, Stephanie says no, control is trust. Kendra says good. Control is self-centered fear. Victor, so deep. Let's pause for a second. Control is coming from self-centered fear. Yes. Because ultimately, I'm going to ask another question. Do we have control? Do we have control? Do we have control? Amy, I didn't write a birth plan because I completely accept things happen and can be outside our control. The problem is when all these scary things happened, I was left feeling powerless, out of control, Amy. But for some reason, I'm not associating, I felt out of control. I think by that point, it was so far gone that there was no control from anyone present. Fantastic, Amy. And I know you're speaking about something and we're coming back and we're going to keep coming back until we decipher it. You're moving us into really big things. So do we have control? We have no control. Nope, not a nit, not a bit, not a nit, not a bit, says Ray. A nit, not a nit, not a bit, not a nit, or a bit. Love has choice though. Fantastic. So do I hear us collectively recognize that we don't want control, but we're all trying to control? And that's the resistance. Okay? The resistance is us trying to control. Amy, in that moment, I had no absolute choice. That's why it was awful. Amy, I know that there's a really awful story in there. I know. Okay, let's stop for a second. Let's give Amy love. Okay, let's give love towards that moment. Let's go back to that moment. And I don't know what that moment is, but let's go big, get back to that moment. And that what we want to do from that moment is invite the wisdom. Invite. And I'm going to say this word, and you know I don't like to use it often. Invite the healing, because I know there's a lot of pain from that moment. Okay? And I feel the resistance letting go, Amy. We're sending the love to that moment. And to that moment, that's not to you, and it sounds like your baby, and to everybody in that room, because it felt like there was a lot of chaos and a lot of lack of control on every level, especially those that you're expecting it from. Because we expect when we're in the hospital that they're in control. The doctors are the control. That we go something and that they have the control, that they're honoring the control that they have, because the judge has control, the police have control, the doctors have control, the organizations have the control. So even though we're talking about control is bad, there are layers in society where control is inherently in the architectural design of. So we're talking about not having control, and we're changing the word purposefully because this is a spiritual gathering of not calling it control, but calling it allowing, and calling it intention, and calling it self-will, and calling it focus, and calling it flow, and calling it, because we're really looking at it from a spiritual lens. But at the end of the day, when we're living in life, there are people that do have a sense of control. The other day on the airlines, he took my bag, even though it could fit in the top, he had control. And he said, "Can?" And I said, "You know, I have no control. It's all on you." And he said, "Well, we haven't met my quota. I'm taking it." And I said, "Okay, I don't like it." And he said, "But I have no choice." And he said, "No, you don't." And so he's like, "Thank you." And I said, "Don't thank me for something I don't have control about." So there's some aspects of life that we don't have control, and there is a perception that they have control. But he might say he didn't have control because he was actually following corporate policy. And corporate policy might say they don't really have control because they're actually following FAA, whatever. And the FAA might say, well, we're not really, we're following the engineering requirements of a Boeing airplane. So everybody might ultimately feel out of control, but following the rules or whatever it might be. So maybe nobody really has control and we're just sort of allowing. So thank you all, says Amy. Baby was fine, I promise. It was me that they did over. Okay, fantastic, Amy. And not fantastic, the baby is fine and you did over, but giving love to the moment and finding the wisdom and finding the growth and finding the understanding. And what we already recognized right now is that none of us have control. Nobody has control. Does anybody have control? Who has control? Who has control? Gary, I can't even control my thoughts and emotions, so I have no control. So maybe we're not here to achieve control. Who thinks what we're here to achieve control? Lately, the wall seems like it's growing and my hammer is really small. Fantastic, Gary. And I can tell you why, because you're trying to control. Okay, so let's talk with hearts, talk with yeses, talk with words, talk with everything. Who is trying to control some aspects of their life? I see the heart starting. See the heart starting. Ray says me. Fantastic. Brittany says me. Valerie says me. UB says me. Chandra Dev says I do. Fantastic. Manal does. She pretends she doesn't. I do. I'm speaking as a human. Rita, love life failing. Okay, beautiful. No control. No control. Kendra, I am. I had 2 psychotic breaks and now need to control the situation. Fantastic. Fantastic. And then Kendra, that's where I'm going to start to invite what we already seem to have collectively recognized is the problem word is control. So now now that we've been talking about this and we've come around and we've done our things, what is the word? Let's try again. What is the word? We decided that we are controlling. We don't want to control. What is the word? What is the word? Trust, says Chandra Dev. Yes, the word is trust. The word is trust. What else is the word? What else is the word? Let go. And UB, that's letting go of resistance. That's letting go of control. Every time we talk about letting go and release, it's of control, okay? Accepting, says Brittany. Amy, I think I'm struggling the last few days because I realize having worked so much to work myself out that without all the baggage, I now found myself in a place that feels unknown. Again, with no control, and a sense of being powerless. Okay, Amy, love that you keep bringing up the word power with control, because we're going to work this out for you. I promise you. I can't even settle to do simple meditation at the moment without getting anxious. Amy, we will work this out together with you, holding your hand virtually, hugging you virtually. We will continue to do this because we can all relate, and you're in it right now because of a particular situation, and we will hold and hug and guide you out of this. I promise. 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 Chandra, flow. Gary, I feel triggered now and I hate that word. Fantastic, Gary. Bring it to the surface and see what is it. Stick it out there and put it, this is what we're doing, and just bring it out and see what it is. There's actually a rather intense, energetic feeling right now. And if you all want to go into like a quick little going into our bodies and meditating to release it, it's fine, but I still feel like it's okay and that it's important and that we're in a good place. But if you feel it, let me know. Stephanie, letting go is knowing yourself enough that the disillusions fade away. Okay, so Stephanie is getting into trusting yourself. Trusting yourself. Amy, you have not done anything. She said, sorry everyone for what I've done. This is a inspiration from self-judgment to self-acceptance. If we can't come in here and talk and let it out, and actually, Amy, you have not done, because you did not put in what's happening, you're putting in what you're feeling, which is actually really powerful. And you're actually deliberately not sharing the circumstances, but how you feel. So it's I'm very thankful for you. And I can see that you're purposely trying to keep out the details while really sharing your feeling, which is the most powerful way to do it. So you have not done anything. If anything, I invited everybody to come into a safe space for us to communicate and recognize and ultimately move to self-acceptance, which actually, it seems like moving from self-judgment to self-acceptance, from life judgment to life acceptance, from divine judgment to divine acceptance. That's where we're getting. So this is fantastic. So Stephanie says, letting go is knowing yourself enough. So there is trust in self. Knowing yourself, and that's the word that Jen used early about empowered versus power. So there's something internal, okay? So when we come back to the word trust, there's something internal that's coming back in, okay? Internal. That the delusions fade away. And Stephanie, I'm going to call those delusions as external fade away. So trusting yourself that you can go internally and the external fade away. So letting go is letting go of resistance by aligning internally. The hearts are going and there's a lot of resonance today. I'm so happy. Ray, I'd like to not feel anxiety that I should be doing something productive rather than spend time here. Okay, interesting. Then Ray, this is being productive. Can I intellectually just tell you this is really productive? Because there's going to be some huge shifts from all of us. The way that we see life, that is life changing. And if you can't see all those hearts going and all of us see the hearts and that we're all relating and that our emotional shifts can change our lives, this is really productive. Really productive. Really productive. That's what I intellectually say, and I hope you felt that. Felt that. Okay, Ren, I often say to myself, I release the worst case scenario. And Ren, what does that do? What does that do when you say I release the worst case scenario? Because it's good letting go resistance, but I actually want us all to envision the best case scenario. So there's still this indulgence in seeing the struggle and suffering in life, and so in the judgment of life. So we're going to keep going to it. Kendra, this is productive, Ray. Perspective. You're helping yourself with something that needs to be known. Fantastic. So Jen, control is fear of losing control of what you never had control over in the first place. Control is the fear of losing control of what you've never had first. So I think we've all recognized that control is what we're moving away from, okay? And so it's trust, it's allowing, it's flowing, it's inspired, it's self-will. And self-will, Victor, could we use that also mean like self-inspiration, self-love, self-appreciation, knowing yourself, empowered. That's what self-will is, okay? Letting go all these words. Amy says, thank you. I feel super appreciate that. I'm deliberately choosing what to say. Fantastic, Amy. I see that. Thank you. Okay, Ray, yes, self-care makes me feel guilty. There we go. Why does self-care make you feel guilty? Because you're not worthy, Ray. I'm not telling you you're not worthy. I'm telling you it's an expression. You're worthy to me. You're worthy to me. It's an expression of not feeling worthy. It's an expression of not feeling worthy. What do we want to do with that? Awareness. Awareness. Recognize, I don't feel worthy. So I feel guilty that I'm taking care of myself because I don't feel worthy. Beautiful. Taste that, see that, enjoy that. Brittany, I'm the hardest on myself than anyone else. Yes, I often say to others, treat yourself like you treat your friends, because then you'll treat yourself better. Okay, beautiful. Amy, if I can't handle this, I should leave. I want everyone to speak up. Gary, let me know how you're feeling and put it in the window. Ren, that in letting it go, as I know the worst is always happening in my head, reality is never as bad. Fantastic, Ren. Fantastic. And I'd like that way of saying it more than the others. It's just really recognizing, oh, my mind is creating amplified visions of reality. Oh, this is my mental body. Oh, wow. Those are really loud voices. Wow, those are really interesting scenarios. Oh, wow. That's funny. For me, I actually realize that during certain times I might feel a certain way and I'm like, oh, I'm calling it on the cycle that I'm on right now, and that this is not my mind. And I'll just sort of say, oh, I'm used to doing this. It's a pattern. So instead of indulging in the thought, I look at it as a pattern, saying, oh no, this is just the pattern I'm in. And so it doesn't allow me to indulge in the thought. So whatever intellectual tools that we can use to make us not indulge in the thought is really powerful. Ren, fantastic. Okay, so Valerie, should we trust ourselves more than the universe, or the other way around, or both? Okay, so this is, I still want to come back to what should we trust? What is it that we're trusting? So everybody, Valerie asked a fantastic question. Gary says, Valerie, trust the universe. And what do you all think? Should you trust yourself or the universe? What is it that you trust? I want to know what we should trust. And Gary says, Valerie, I should talk. Chandra Dev says both. Stephanie says self. Kendra says myself. Valerie says I trust neither yet. Fantastic. Brittany says both. UB says I think we're the universe. So just trust. Inner self. Rita, what if I don't trust anyone? Rita, that's interesting, and it's a fun one because, and I'm going to get to it after we get to this answer, but I guess I'm getting to it now. Oh my God, I just crack myself up. It doesn't matter if I make you all laugh, I make me laugh. I believe if you trust yourself enough and you trust the universe, you know when to trust other people. So not trusting anyone is a symptom of not trusting yourself. So if you don't trust anybody, it's a reflection of you not trusting the universe and trusting yourself. And everybody is not trustworthy, but I know that Manal, she engages with people that are trustworthy. I know, I just do. And I know I'm really lucky, and more than being trustworthy, I'm like really lucky that people that I come to my life are fantastic, enhance it and amplify it, but that's my expectation. So if you don't trust anybody, your expectation, yes, you don't trust yourself. So Rita, what if I don't trust anyone? Then it's a fantastic opportunity to recognize their muscle of trust to build within yourself. And that you are a brilliant, empowered person that can start to develop a muscle of trust. And again, I'm going to ask ourselves, trust in what? Amy says, by trusting myself, I trust the universe more and vice versa. Yes, yes. Work with the universe, says Jen. Mari says, trouble is, I'm too trustworthy. Mari, fantastic. And tell me more about that, Mari. That sort of says to me that you think that you're gullible, that you're vulnerable, that you're not empowered, that you're giving power and control away. So interesting, this relationship between control, power, and trust. Control, power, and trust. Because control is all about power, and the reverse of that is trust. But it's so funny because we don't really see it, or I don't usually see it so black and white. Beautiful. Valerie, when we solve the trust issue, we'll be forever happy. Fantastic, Gary. Gary, I should trust that all happens one day. Fantastic, fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so what do we trust? Ultimately, it is synonymous. These are my beliefs. Okay, I do believe that trusting the universe is synonymous with trusting myself. And that when I believe in divine, God, universe, trust, whatever it might be, that I trust that I am here for reason and purpose. And so by virtue of trusting divine, I trust self. Because we're the same, we're one, we're connected, it's synonymous. It's synonymous. Valerie, you should be doing me today because you have all the best questions. And actually you asked it earlier and it was my intention to ask it out loud. I don't know if I did it or if we got sidetracked. You're doing great questions, Valerie. You just keep it up. So what does trusting feel like? So first of all, okay, before we go into what does trusting feel like, because it's a fantastic question, does everybody buy that relationship between self and trusting the universe and trusting divine and trusting everything? Does that resonate? Give me hearts, give me words, give me everything. Amy, it feels weightless and free. Amy's already answering it. It feels weightless and free. It feels weightless and free. Valerie, you know, I'm just trying to figure it out, see what it means for other people too, because I'm so unsure. Fantastic. It feels like freedom. So that question's coming, feels like freedom. Trust is the key. I'd love a live about who, what everyone believes. I'm kind of torn between all religions and beliefs. And when we've talked about that in a certain inspiration as well, that some people, because they're looking and exploring different religions and spirituality, that they feel that their trust has to be less than 100%. You can still trust while still searching and researching and exploring and asking the questions, because it's a trust in the meaning of life. It's the trust in the larger meaning in life, in the trust that there's purpose and the purpose. And then you can look at all different religions and spiritualities and beliefs and see how they approach it. Because at the end of the day, they're all exactly the same with different words, different fears, different resistance, different limiting beliefs, but the same freedom, the same effortlessness and natural flow, says UB, about what it feels like about trust. Weightless and free. Trust brings comfort. It's comfort. Trust is, you know that that little game that you play when you're younger? I won't do it because I don't trust anybody. You know that game that you play that you stand up and you close your eyes and you just, yes, Rochelle, you know exactly where I'm going for, trust fall. Do you know that feeling that you stand? If we were in together, we should all play that game, but I don't trust. I can never trust, but I trust divine. I just don't trust humans. I don't trust you all. I don't trust me. I don't trust that I can fall. It's probably I don't trust myself. Oh my God. But Ray wouldn't even turn my back. No, me too. I'm like, why are you guys playing this game? It's not a fun game unless you're 5. You know that game, but instead of humans ready to catch you, it's infinite. It's infinite. Jesse is laughing. I'm glad that we have our moment of laughter. It's infinite. So you're playing that trust fall, but there is no doubt. It's not human. It's infinite power. It's universe. It's infinite. It's freedom. It's worthiness. It's love. It's happiness. It's like infinite is the biggest word. It's truth. It's knowing. It's not that resistance that I just conjured up in like that game, and I'm not even going to do it, but it's the essence of it is there. And what is it that you can just free fall and know that you will be caught, you will be not even caught, you'll be carried, you will be flowed, you will be on cotton Ray, but that's, so let's ask, okay? Let's ask. Valerie, I feel doubt that we'll ever surrender to that. Like, I can't imagine that kind of trust. Okay, knowing, what is that? Okay, so this is so fantastic. So I want everybody to say in what aspect. Today is so powerful. I don't know how we do this, guys. You guys are amazing. Let's ask ourselves, in what aspects of your life do you know? Do you know that you're going to have dinner tonight? Do you know what dinner is going to be tonight? Do you know that you're going to have hot water for a shower? You might have a surprise and something happens, but do you know? What do you know? Like, what do you know? What do you know? Kendra, yes and no. Yeah, I actually, even playing this game is sort of scary to me because it's sort of like we really don't know. But we do trust. Jessie says, you're amazing, Manal. Thank you. I'm blushing. So it's actually a scary game because there's all these things that I sort of know, but we don't know. I don't know anything absolutely. So this is the beauty in it, is that, but I do know. Okay, I'll tell you all what I know, okay? And then everybody jump into what you know, because we do know. I know that I love. Like, I know that I just so love. I just know that I'm so inspired that I think that humans were amazing. And I think that there's so much pain in life, and that I'm so committed and so inspired to find and align to the beauty of life. Not even the happiness, not the goodness, the beauty of life. For us to express and shine and see the human journey for what it is. A dance with resistance. So we can grow and curate and create and desire and grow and expand. And so why am I here on this live stream? Do I need to be? No, but it's just so beautiful that we all come on here and we talk about how we judge ourselves because we want to get to the spiritual meaning of life. Because we all want to see the beauty in life. I know that we're all beautiful. I know that every single one of you are beautiful. I know that every single one of you are so powerful. And there's an aspects of all of you that inspire me. And that you're all brilliant and you're beautiful and that everybody is just so unique and interesting. So these are things that I know. Okay, what else does everybody know? Ariel, I know my life is going to be okay. I expect to wake up and carry on. And the day that we don't wake up, it is going to be okay because life and death are all part of life. I know that one day I won't be here. And I know that one day all my loved ones won't be here. But I also know that they'll be here in another form. I know my cats love me, says Kendra. I know I will eat today. I know I'm breathing and I can meditate to feel at ease and a few other things. Fantastic. Yes, my cat's sleeping and he's right in front of me and they're my bodyguards and I love that I know wherever I go, they'll follow me even though they act like they don't because they're cats. I know that I adore them with all my heart and that they're the greatest gift. I know I love them. I love my cats. Valerie, what I know is that I'll always do my best to keep going on, whatever the circumstances. Fantastic, Valerie. And I'm going to reword that. Valerie, I know I'll always do my best. Valerie, I know that you love yourselves and you wouldn't trade yourself for anybody. You said that on a live stream. I know you're brilliant. I know that you're one of the youngest ones here. And you're searching for the answers and the truth in life in a way that it took all of us so many years to get where you are. And you think you're not, but you're starting so much younger than us. So there's big things that I know that you are achieving and you have big vibrational stories within you that I'm so excited to watch you play out. I am pretty certain, I know you're one of the youngest, if not the youngest one here today. So what does that mean? That you're smarter than us because you're starting earlier? What does it mean? It means I'm going to make her cry? Fantastic. Okay, what else do we know? What else do we know? What else do we know? Brittany says, do you record these and put them anywhere? Brittany, I know I record these and I put them places and I know that they get watched and sometimes I don't know who watches them and I know I judge myself that it sometimes takes too long but my intention is to put it out right away and I know it sometimes takes me too long. And it kills me. But I know my intention was after today to download 3 of them. So they should be up in the next few days. I know. And I know it takes longer than I'd like it to take, but it's okay. They're big files. So Brittany, the answer to that is yes. I know this. Pamela, yes, I'm making dinner now, but sometimes in my throat, literally tried, read big gulps of water. It literally took 3 minutes. Thought would have to go to hospital. Tried one more time. Did not panic with positive thought and I'm clear. Yes, I'm making dinner, but sometimes in my throat, literally choking. Tried bread. Are you okay now, Pamela? Is this something that happens frequently or did it just happen now? Because I know that if you do, there could be a reflux thing that's going on and not that I'm a medical doctor in any way. So I'm not giving medical advice, but I'm asking, is it this the first time or does this happen? Are you okay? Jesse, trust is earned. Not everyone deserves trust. Yes, Jesse, but my point is I know. Ooh, that feels wrong. Ooh, that person, don't want to have anything to do with them. Oh, this person's interesting. I'll get to know them as a friend. Oh, something about meeting this person just felt so comfortable. Pamela, no, yes, no, just now while cooking. And you're okay now, Pamela? That sounds scary. And I wonder what it is that you like, okay, now it was literally, figuratively, what was it that you're hearing that you didn't want to, if you want to take it even further and see whether there was something specific we were talking about. But you're okay now is what I'm seeing. Okay. So where are we? Where are we? Valerie, I don't know what it means for me to be the youngest here. Maybe that my soul age is older than my human age. Haha. She says, yeah, Valerie, it's that you're asking the questions that we're asking. You're looking for answers, the bigger answers to the beauty of life, that you're starting to understand spirituality, and that you're not living life externally and superficially, but really what is the bigger meaning in life. It just means that, yeah, that you'll understand life and the wisdom of life at a much younger age, so you live life from a place of peace and alignment and beauty, that you recognize the more in life earlier, and that you live life fully and wholly. That's what it means to me. Stephanie, I'm a mother, I'm a woman, I'm a lover. Beautiful. I know I'm a mother, I'm a woman, I'm a lover. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Gary, I know I'm in a lousy mood. I knew my lousy mood was going to affect everyone's mood. I'm sorry, guys. Has it affected me, Gary? Has Gary's mood affected anybody? Anybody? Has Gary's mood put anybody in a bad mood? That's what I want to know. Ray is calling esophagus anxiety. Ariel says no. Chandra Dev says not me. Nope. Kendra says not at all. Gary, it's all on you. Valerie, it means we're more mature in this aspect that I'm after 6 decades. There we go. Jesse, nope. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Fantastic. He said Ray. It's all good. Fantastic. Okay, so where else? What else do we know? What else do we know? I think I've read all the things that we know. Yeah, I've caught up to everything that we know. So, what does trust feel like? No, Gary, you're expressing how you feel, and there's nothing wrong with that. Fantastic. Pamela, thanks. Just showed me how fast things can change. Was having a good. Okay, good day. Even better now. Fantastic, Pamela. Well, I'm glad that you're good, and I'm sending you love. Okay. Jane, what is that, Manal? Things getting stuck in your throat, not choking, but getting stuck and won't move. Is that anxiety realized, psychological? Jane, I mean, everything with your throat chakra is about speaking your truth. And anything that is getting stuck here is about something that you're not able to say or speak truth. That's how I take it figuratively. So, choking or whatever, obviously things happen, whatever, but I always like to look deeper at what really is going on a more spiritual level. And this is your throat chakra. This is where we speak our truth, our integrity, what we see and feel in life. And right now we're talking about self-judgment. We're talking about trusting in divine. We're talking about life. We're talking about really big things. And in there's going to be a lot of resistance, because this is the resistance to life. This is what life journey is. So Jane, it's about expressing truth. That all comes from here. And when something's stuck, when we're overactive or underactive in here, it's because truth isn't always able to come out, because we can't see it or we can't share it with others. Valerie, what I know is that I always have the right intentions. Okay, so we know more than we realize. UB, we all feel different things at different stages. Sending healing love to you, Gary. Fantastic. Thank you, UB. That's beautiful. Valerie, I know I'm full of love. Okay, so we know. So we know. So we know. So what do we trust? We trust our knowings. So the more that we validate our knowings, I know I'm truth. I know I speak my truth. I know I'm love. I know I love. I know that I see. I know that I think. I know that I explore. I know that I ask. I know that I care. I know that I love. I know I already said that, but I love just keeps coming out. I know that I love. I know that I love. I love. I know that I love people. I know I love to see the best in people. I know I love to see the best in humanity. I know I want to see the best in the human journey. I know, Anna says, I know I'm always trying to grow and learn. Always, always. And I'm attracted to people that want to learn and grow. I love. Pamela, interesting. I'll look deeper. Yes, Gary, we're here to support each other and sending love. Fantastic. Jessie, I know that I am. I am. And today, moving from judgment to acceptance, when we get to I am, who feels resistance in I am? Who can feel the resistance in I am? Samuel, I am the love. I am the love. Who can feel the resistance in there? Is there more resistance with I am or with I am the love? Manal, that's confusing to me. Gary, what's confusing? Meanwhile, Ray is going to crack me up. I am a mess. Oh my God, you guys are keeping me on my toes. That's all I'm going to say. Sally, those who hear not the music think that the dancer is mad. I saw that just the other day. I know I'm dancing through life. Sally, beautiful. You're a beautiful, beautiful dancer. And I see and hear the music. I feel the music. I feel the music. You don't even have to hear the music. You can feel the music. So who has resistance to I am? Who feels this beautiful I am? Valerie, my judgment is that it's not enough. Thinking I am love. Love is not going to change how I feel. So Valerie, how do you feel? Gary, what should I feel when I say I am? What should I say? Okay, first of all, there is no shoulds. The question is, what do you feel when you say I am? And I know a lot of people that are on spiritual journeys, and those that know it intellectually, they don't got it going on. You got to feel it. You have to feel it. So I'm not going to say what should you feel, but how does it feel? And I have nothing to say but everything to say. Chandra Depths is saying it for me. I feel love when I say I am. Okay, I have another way to say it, and Jen has it too. I'm going to say, I feel truth. Truth when I say I am. Jen says, I am. Feels amazing. No resistance, no labels, no descriptions, just presence in the moment. Gary says, spit it out. I spit it out, Gary. I said it. Samuel, I feel spiritual and limber after 5 yoga classes. Samuel, do you get it before the 5 yoga or is it after the 5 yoga classes? And is it 5 consecutive yoga classes or is it 5 in your life? Because oh my God, Samuel, I love it. Jesse, I am. But the point isn't too intellectual at 5 consecutive. Samuel, you're killing me. Stephanie, I feel alive when I say I am. Okay, so let's come back. Rewinding, pulling in the string. We're pulling us all back to the side of the pool. Stephanie, I feel alive when I say I am. Okay, so the point is, okay, who doesn't feel anything when they say I am? Who does not feel anything? Gary, Valerie, what do you feel when you say I am? Gary, what do you feel when you say I am? Who doesn't feel anything when they say I am? Who feels like I am is a bunch of, I don't know, you sometimes I feel nothing. Fantastic. Okay, let's ask this question. What is the essence of saying I am? Let's get to the essence of it. I am feels like appreciation of the present moment, but I don't feel anything specific. It's just rationally observing myself. Fantastic. Ren, I do. And efforting gratitude for what it is. Okay, the efforting. We do not want to effort it. We don't want to effort it. So Gary feels nothing. Jesse feels nothing and everything. Jerry's nothing and everything is different than Gary's nothing. So that's fine. But okay,
it's this, what we're talking about, this I am, isn't to say that we're good or we're bad. We've got it, we don't got it. We understand, we don't understand. But what's the essence of this, okay? So this is what Gary sort of like talked to me about. What's the essence, Ray? A sense of acceptance. Okay, UB, I am feels like it's just being present or alive, and that I am as whole as I am. More like radical acceptance. Radical acceptance. Rand says, especially when someone says, I am, that she feels really powerful. Fantastic. I am is the essence of recognizing the oneness of life. It's of letting go of the judgment. And it's, like you said, this radical acceptance of life and self as is. Is. You know when they say it is what it is? And it's sort of like, sometimes it's in a sassy little way. It is what it is. But it's sort of like, accept it. It is what it is. Accept it. It is what it is. So I am is, it is what it is. I am is, life is just what it is. And it's this it's letting go of judgment. It's letting go of judgment of life. It's letting go of being alone. It's just this radical, I love that you said that word, radical acceptance of life, of self, of beauty. Amy, I feel a release. I am what I am, and it's okay to be what I am, as it is all it is. Fantastic. And Amy, I don't know if you're ready, but I'm going to say it. And if you're ready, you'll take it. If not, we'll work on it. But those doctors and those other people that failed you, if you could also see their I am and see the human in them. And I'm sure that whatever happened, there's a lot of pain in there too. And that there's an anger, which I liked because it didn't make you powerlessness, that you were able to project it on somebody else. But if you can take that release and sort of give that forgiveness and that love and that acceptance to everybody in that room, I think you'll feel another set of release. So see that and see if there's any resistance. And if you're not ready for that, that's okay. But I just feel like I wanted to say it because you said a lot, and that's what I do. I talk. That's what I do. I talk. And when I came in this live, I felt it was very intense and I almost left. It's my first time, but because I know I'm always trying to grow, I stayed in the resistance. I stayed to grow, and I love you and what you're teaching and encouraging. I realized that topic was self-acceptance, which I struggle with the most. Now I know I've resisted. I am is what it is. Fantastic, fantastic. Pamela, if you feel nothing, maybe you say something like, I want to feel whole, etc. Pamela, yes, what you're getting at is fantastic. First of all, this was not a we have it or we don't game. We all stumbled upon this, okay? And that I am came out organically and it came out natural. So it's not trying to muscle like, oh, we're the people that get it and here's the people that don't. Hell no. Because we all know that getting it is situational. And when I woke up out of bed, how I feel today, and what I ate yesterday and how that ended up impacting me, and hormones and age and circumstances and life circumstances, all that. So we know that I am is also a distortion of life. So it's not haves and have-nots, but it's a wonderful recognition of the journey towards self-acceptance, towards recognizing the self-judgment, and I am is just one of the universal phrases to getting there. You're a blessing to me at this time, and I have answers, but it's wonderful to hear you enforcing it. Beautiful. You're a blessing to me. You're all a blessing to me, and this is absolutely so powerfully amazing. Gary, it's not situational, but some days you wake up, you get out of bed, you wake up feeling invincible. Today you didn't. You woke up as a mortal. You took off your Super G t-shirt and you put on your mortal t-shirt. So in that you feel low, you feel lousy. You're coming into this live and you're like, how do I feel? Pump myself up. I don't want to bring others' days, but how do I? A moron. Oh my God. You and Ray are a mess today. If I can use Ray's words literally. Ray's words literally. So you woke up as a human, and we are human, but I am is recognizing the beauty of the human journey. I am lets go of judgment, identity, resistance. I am allows the beauty of the spiritual, honors the spiritual journey, the physical journey. I am recognizes the beauty of the emotion. I am is a celebration of the mind. I am is a symbol of alignment of the four bodies. But if I am not today, that's fine. I am not today. It's okay. But it's a journey. A journey towards allowing, to trusting, to flowing. We're coming full circle to all the things we talked about in the morning. This afternoon, the start of the live. It wasn't morning to afternoon during the live. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So let's ask this question. Who still feels resistance and who is ready to fly? Anna, hold on to learning, Valerie, will always serve you. I had questions at your age, but you're exploring them. Be proud of that. It's beautiful to see. Yes, yes, yes. Pamela, more than off, more on money. Anna, well, it's morning here in so funny. Okay, fantastic. 5:45 a.m. Where are you? In Australia, in Australia. Chandra Dev, I'm ready to fly. Fantastic. Gary, sometimes I feel totally connected, but I am says nothing for me. Gary, it's okay. We will muscle towards it, or you'll never mean something to you. It doesn't. God means something to you. God means something to you. So what you can take is what others are taking, I am, and you take your confidence and your love and your trust in God. Take that. So when you lean into God, how do you feel? When you lean into God, how do you feel? Jen, I got my pilot's license ready. Jen, for a second, I thought you were serious. Brittany, I had a work call when I asked this, but do you put these lives anywhere else? Oh my God, Brittany, I had a really comical response that I spoke about for about 5 minutes, but the answer is yes. I have the intention to download them. Sometimes I take longer than other times, but yes, I download them. They're on YouTube. And I used to also do the audio and put them on InsightTimer, but the audio wasn't high quality and there was distortions on it, but on video, it's more forgiving than on audio. So otherwise I would put it on InsightTimer, and it was watched as well on InsightTimer, but I didn't feel like it was fair because of the quality, and it's better with video. That's your answer, Brittany. That is your answer. Jesse, when there is resistance to I am, perhaps, Jesse, perhaps what, Jesse? When there is resistance to I am, perhaps. Perhaps what, Jesse? Jen, come back, pick me up on the way. Thank you. Okay, Amy, I never thought of forgiving, really. I guess people make mistakes. They didn't intend to treat me like I was worthless. I'm still angry, though, when they took from me and put me through. Amy, that's fantastic. Recognize that the anger, I think you're ready to hear this. The anger hurts you, not them. Anger, people forgive, not for the people they're forgiving, but for themselves. And I have a course called Ho'oponopono, which is all about forgiveness. And it just sort of guides through forgiveness of self and others and situations and events. And the act of forgiving, there's something, a little that Ray was talking about earlier. The act of forgiveness is to free you, not to free them. And excuse this language, I would care nothing about them, but I'm here caring about you. And I know that anger, for me, I celebrated it because I know that anger helped you. So instead of being depressed and sad and powerless, you were able to project anger, which is a higher vibration. So that anger served you. But if you're moving to a sense of peace and release, then releasing that will just free you. Releasing that will free you. And again, I'm caring about you, not them. But I mean, obviously, having good feelings towards the world improves the world. But for me, my lens is caring about you, caring about your baby, caring about your family, caring about your friends, caring about your wellness. Okay, Amy? Okay, Gary, normally he's the only wall to lean against. Who, Gary? Who are you talking about? Jesse, my computer is resistant. Yes, your computer is definitely resistant right now.
Rindy says, thank you. Gary, I feel that. Okay, let's see. Sally, I'm an accumulation of those who've gone before and a seed of what's to be. That's beautiful. Sally, where are you coming up with all this stuff? I'm accumulation of those who've been before, and I'm a seed of what's yet to be. That's beautiful. Rose, I love tuning into your lives because you're always laughing. It makes me laugh too. Thank you for these live vibes, this full moon, and your wisdom. Thank you, Rose. Today it got intense there for a moment. I was like, whoa, what are you guys doing to us? Jesse, let's do a live on I am. Okay, I like that. I like that. Okay, Pamela, love your energy. Gratitude for you. Thank you, Pamela. Kendra, yes, it's freeing. I struggled for decades on learning forgiveness. Yeah. Ho'oponopono is so beautiful because you use this beautiful Hawaiian term, ho'oponopono. I mean, the words come off like so flowery. Ho'oponopono, it means please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And so saying ho'oponopono seems so much more powerful than saying please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you. But it creates all of the awarenesses, the acknowledgement, the appreciation, the release, the letting go, the surrender. It's all of the 5 things in such a beautiful word. So once you really become intimate with the word ho'oponopono, you just use it so freely, so freely. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. So Amy, I would do ho'oponopono and just giving ho'opono first to yourself and to your anger and to your control and your powerlessness. First to yourself, and when you have that shift truly, then you start looking at others. Don't do to others until you do to yourself. First prop yourself up and love on yourself and forgive yourself and let go of the resentment and the anger and the within yourself, and then start to give it to those external. Then it will be more authentic. It will be authentic. Anna, I always thought that anger was just sadness's bodyguard, something deeper I need to share love with. Anna, I mean, there's a relationship between sadness and anger, and some people abuse anger to not express their sadness, and some people anger is very unhealthy, and some people anger is really healthy. But there's definitely a relationship. Mostly anger is a higher vibration than sadness. So Amy having the story, and there's a lot of sadness and grief and struggle and powerlessness in it, but having a sense of anger for me was fantastic because it means that there's a higher vibration in that, and that she wasn't overindulged in just the sadness and a powerlessness. So it depends on the situation. But there is definitely a relationship between them, and I love exploring it. On one live, I remember saying, I think it was Valerie, express your anger more and instead of being sad. And I think somebody else, I don't remember who it was, is like, stop expressing your anger and acknowledge your sadness. So it just depends on how we have learned to cope with our emotion. Does that give you a good perspective, Anna? Chandra Dev, this is my first live on Insight. It's been an amazing blessing. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Chandra Dev. I'm so glad that you're here. Stephanie, I've been wanting to do Ho'oponopono until I was ready. I decided yesterday to do it for this moon. Fantastic. Fantastic. I did read yours. Amy, yes, I need to let go of anger because I kept so much inside that literally landed me in the hospital. Ironic, huh? Yes, ironic. Oh, 7 months ago. I joined InsightTimer about 2 weeks after, and now I'm here. Fantastic, Amy. Fantastic. Yeah, I can feel that you're ready. And I really appreciated your blah. And I appreciated and Amy, I talk about everybody's blah. This is a Manal thing that we just talk about, that having to like let go of that energy and you just putting it all in there. So it's our emotional and our mental blah. I appreciated it. And again, I appreciated your focus on ensuring that you were minimizing the impact of that story on everybody here, but while also being authentic to your feelings. So, and I know that's not always easy. You want to put it in there and say everything that happened and get that validation. And I appreciate that so much. I do appreciate that so much. And I know that takes strength, courage, power, insight, wisdom, care, love, allowing, flow, power. I'll keep going. Okay, fantastic. Okay, we're getting a lot of love between everybody. Anna, yeah, I like that a lot. That we express anger in that way. Fantastic. Yeah, anger and sadness are so coupled, and it's wonderful.
Okay, Amy, you and a couple of others have allowed me to forgive myself. I blame myself for it because I hadn't controlled it, but that slipped away a couple of months ago. I'm still left with the anger of what happened because I didn't deserve it. So I sense of anger at the staff and the universe still. Beautiful. And then Amy, that sense of deserving, that's anger at the universe. There's anger at the universe. There's anger at more than the people. There's also anger at the circumstances. And again, I'm going to come back to, who do we trust? What do we trust? Where is our trust? Where is our trust? What is it that we're here to trust? And everybody has their own answer, but ultimately coming back to self, your purpose, your reason for being here, life, something bigger, whatever you want to call your bigger, that trust. And so you're here because there's something for you to learn and to grow. And so even when you stop seeing yourself as less than, you stop seeing yourself as a derivative of your old self, you stop seeing yourself as a mistake, you're seeing yourself as an accident, I think there's a lot of power in there. You are not less than you were. You are not less than you were. Amy, does the universe just want to show me how kick-ass awesome and strong I am? Absolutely. And that you were ready to go in. This experience took you in. Valerie's experience is taking her in. Everybody that's here is going in. Nobody in here is going to be able to come in here and say, blah, 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 I blame the world, because I'm not going to have it. So nobody comes in here and plays the victim card, because it's just not what we play. This is a medium for going in. It's a medium for self-exploration, self-love, self-acceptance. This is a medium for I am. This is a medium for it is what it is. This is the medium for life is beautiful. This is a medium, Sally says, all in, for being all in. So yeah, maybe this is what you needed for self-love, says Jen. This is what you needed in this lifetime for you to go in. Maybe you would have been unaware the rest of your life. This is what life needed for you to go aware so you could be a better version of yourself for everybody around you. For your daughter or son, I don't know, your baby. Yes. Kendra, Amy, I was traumatized more than before I went into the hospital. I understand your anger. Yeah, I understand the anger too. So whenever we talk, there's two lenses. One is from the physical being. I see the hearts coming, boom, boom. I love the hearts. We see it from the physical lens, but it's also from the spiritual lens. So when I come in here, I always like to have the lens of the spiritual, because that's where our growth and our expansion is. But as from a physical and from a human, yeah, maybe you could sue, maybe there's this, maybe there's that, and not disempowering, and it's not that we're coming, but that's not what we're here for. Me as Manal. I'm not here as your lawyer. I'm not here I'm here as a friend. I was going to say I'm not here as a friend, but I'm here as a friend. I'm here as someone loving. A friend is someone loving. But I'm here for us to start to answer the spiritual questions and the truth and the beauty and the alignment and the flow and the trust and the ease and the wonderfulness and the celebration and the joy and the play and the adventure and the care and the hearts and the laughter and the joy and the bliss, the celebration. The pleasures in life. That's what I'm here for. And the more we can do it together and muscle it together, muscle it together, muscle it together, muscle it together. That's what I'm here for. So yes, whatever story you have, I am sure it would bring us all to tears. She's now almost 5. It's not time to cry anymore. It's time to live. It is time to live. Amy, is it time for you to live? Is it time for you to let go of what happened 5 years ago and start to live? I'm asking you, Amy, in a very focused manner. Anna, Amy, when I think about it, I agree with you. My mother passed away. Yes, it's time to live, and I'm just a little scared of it. Amy, why are you scared? Boom, go there. My mother passed away 18 months before my brother, when he died, became angry at her. I don't know how I've been so angry at the dead, but I feel you for being angry. Beautiful. Beautiful. Amy, and I think this is wonderful, Anna, recognition. I feel like because of what my brother experienced, he's now gone. I've forgiven myself for feeling that way, but the anger is still there. Thank you for sharing and shedding light. Fantastic. Beautiful. And Amy, Anna, are you ready to live now too? Are you ready to live now? Are you ready to live? Are you ready to release? Are you ready to be free? Are you ready to accept? Are you ready to love? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Anna, I've realized my emotions are my friend, all of them, none negative or positive. They're here for me to guide me. That's what I am is. It's a love of emotion. And I think Jessie 6 minutes ago, and I think I'm caught up now. Katrina Boss, a teacher here, did an amazing live on anger. Please check it out. She'll repost it in a couple days. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so I think we're all caught up. So I'm going to ask the same question. How does everybody feel? I see the hearts going. How does everybody feel? Anna, I don't know. I'm trying. He's only been gone 18 months. It feels like sludge sitting at the bottom of me. I want it gone, but I'm still so mad my soulmate brother is gone. You know, it's so interesting because there's so many people on InsightTimer, I don't know if I said timer, but InsightTimer, that are here because they lost loved ones. And on the physical, when we talk about it during all of our live streams, and the life and death are here. And Amy, the situations that you go through, life, death, and like life-altering circumstances are here to teach us to go in. It's when we lose our loved ones that we ask ourselves, what's the meaning of life? So yeah, it sucks. It sucks. There's so much physical loss. Somebody that was here and filled such a physical part of your life is gone. There is such a physical life loss, and that's why I will celebrate the mourning, the grieving, the sadness, the missing, the every element, and just like Anna said, you said it, Anna, it's just sort of accepting how you're feeling and not fighting the resistance of going through a process of losing life, but then a recognition that it's there on the spiritual, it's there on the egoic level. It's still here. Jessie, what's the meaning of life? What's the meaning of my life? It's growth and expansion. It's love, it's allowing, it's trust, it's surrender, it's care, it's acceptance, it's honoring the journey, it's accepting that I'm going to live the best life that I can, and I'm going to accept everything that the divine, what God gives me. I'm going to just accept everything. And when there's resistance, I'm going to honor that there's something for me to grow and expand. So what is my meaning? So what is the meaning of life to everybody? Anna, yes, Amy, grief is not just in death. No, grief is not just in death. Anna, the anger almost feels like the strongest connection to him. Yes, and that's where it's a coping mechanism. If I'm angry, I can stay connected to him. And I know I'm fighting to let it go when I need to just accept it. Beautiful, Anna. And you're where you need to be on your journey. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Amy, thank you for the Katrina Boss thing. I've seen her a few times. Oh, look, Jessie. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so how is everybody feeling? How is the resistance? How is the shift? Jessie, when somebody dies, it challenges our own inevitability. Yes, yes. Fear of death. Fear of death. Kendra's feeling looser. Kendra's feeling looser. How's everybody feeling? Kendra's feeling looser. I feel like the intenseness has shifted and that there's a sense of acceptance. Amy, confused, why? Ray, feeling calmer. Good, Ray. That's so great to hear. Amy, why are you confused? How else is everybody feeling? Stephanie's feeling ready. Oh my God, Stephanie, I love that. Ready for what? I love it. I love it. Feeling ready, aligned, ready. That's better than control. Ready is sort of like allowing, but almost like with this like excitement. Like ready is like, I'm ready. I am ready. There's like this wonderful energy behind ready. Amy, my head is spinning with past, present, and future. I think it just needs some time to settle. Yeah, Amy, you processed a lot today. And we went head on confronting your fears and your resentment and your anger and your control and your powerlessness. And have you shifted your understanding? Let me ask you, intellectually, have you shifted? Have you shifted intellectually? And is the confusion, is that the Or have you shifted emotionally? And the confusion is the alignment between the two. Did you shift emotionally but not mentally? Did you shift mentally but not emotionally? Where's your shift been? Because I know you shifted. Where did you release? Ariel, I recognize life in your universe is constant. Yes, constant. So we're trying to control something that's constant and challenging. Hey, Ariel, I'll give it to you. But it always comes full circle back to equanimity. Yes, beautiful. And it's so... Can I say that a different way, Ariel? That I recognize life in your universe is constant and flowing and allowing and full circle and flowing and moving and accepting and allowing and flowing. I said a lot of those words. Ariel, how's that? How's that? And when we try to keep it a certain way and fight it and resist it, but it's just sort of like being in the water. We talked about the water earlier. Being on the roller coaster, just allowing and moving and flowing. If we're sitting, bracing ourselves while we're in the ride, it's gonna hurt like heck. But when we sit in the car, okay, my son is learning to drive. In the beginning, I don't have anything in my car to hold on to, but I'd want to hold on to, and I'd brace myself, full attention. But he's getting pretty good now. He's almost at his hours, still has months to go, but I'm more relaxed in the car. So let's use that as an analogy for life. How are you driving through in life? What type of passenger are you in life? Are you the driver or are you the passenger? Are you the driver in life or are you a passenger? I can say I'm the driver of my life, but I recognize that sometimes I'm a passenger, but I realize that I am creating the life that I desire. Are you the driver or are you the passenger? But I know that sometimes I'm being towed by something bigger, or I'm being, is that the right analogy? Yeah, Rochelle, we're the both. We're both. We're both. So are you the driver or are you the passenger? Are you holding on or are you driving relaxed? Do you have a seatbelt on? Because that's smart. Or are you driving without a seatbelt? No protection. How are you going? Are you a good driver? Are you offensive driver? Defensive driver? Or, yeah, I go and drive out in the woods. I drive in places that are clear. How are you driving? So look at yourself with the lens of being a driver. Right, tomorrow on the passenger seat, specifically for parents of teens. I don't even have one in my car. I'd like, what am I supposed to hold on to, Manal? Like the car handle? It was terrible. Jen, feeling at ease, rejuvenated. I'm the driver mostly. When I'm in the passenger, I'm an observer. Fantastic. Amy, I'm the driver, but these moments I firmly shoved in the passenger seats and I want to get back into the driving seat. Fantastic, Amy. Fantastic. It's time. Jesse, the steering wheel is always there. Fantastic. Fantastic. You pressing on the gas or are you pressing on the brake? Are you driving with your foot on the brake or are you driving with your foot on the gas? Valerie, I'm just peeking to see what the driver does, so slowly moving towards that. Okay, Valerie, do you want to start being a driver? Do you want to start being a driver? Lynn, okay, totally freaky. I was just sitting down to write in my journal. I had a little nudge from the universe that told me Manal was live. Poof, there you are. Fantastic, Lynn. It's so awesome to see you. It was an intense one today, really intense. Anna, his death has made me less scared of death. I know he's there and I know when I'm gone, I'll see him again. Beautiful. I take more risks in life. I love harder. I forgive more. There's many gifts in his death. Beautiful, Anna. And that's what I like to use the lens of death for. And Lynn just came in and she's dealing with Ted, who's passed away a year plus a little. And a lot of talk when Lynn's in here is about death and Ted and coming alive again after his passing. Beautiful. Stephanie said, let go about something 4 minutes ago. Okay, beautiful. Valerie, I'm glad I joined today, although I had a long day. Today's inspiration was powerful. This community is so powerful. So much love to everyone. Fantastic. Yes, beautiful. Okay. I don't think we read this one. Anna, it feels like no matter what happens in life, I'm stronger, I'm more empowered. I understand things I couldn't have been without that pain. I am now feels more concrete than before. Not many people can rock my I am. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anna, Amy, I'm feeling both mental and emotional shifts, but I know they'll take a couple of days to settle from previous big shifts. Amy, I think that's what the confusion is, that there's a lot of shifts emotionally and mentally, and it's just calibrating within you. Unless there's something that you know that there's confusion at the surface, we can talk about it. But it seems to me that after what you just downloaded, that it feels that it's okay, that you're in a great place. Valerie, yes, I do, but scary. I do desire the growth. Valerie, fantastic. I think it's ready for you to start taking the wheel. And you can have somebody beside you in your imagination that's guiding you behind the wheel, that's teaching you, you know, actually in North Carolina, it's called behind the wheel when you start driving and you have somebody that's teaching you. So you're in behind the wheel, it's ready. Stephanie, ready to let go. Fantastic. And ready, Stephanie, more than ready to let go, but also ready to take charge, ready and not control, but ready to be empowered, ready to live, ready to allow, ready to flow. How's that, Stephanie? Kendra, time to rock and roll. I feel good after your lives. Fantastic, Kendra. Valerie, Manal, you are beside me. Fantastic, Valerie. We're all beside each other. We're all inspiring each other. We're all loving each other. We're all on this ride. It's fantastic. Jesse, accelerated driving. Love the thrill of life. Got to step on the gas. Change is dynamic. Fantastic, fantastic. Fantastic. I might go outside, Ray says. I might just go outside today. Fantastic. Excellent. So, okay, this is what we've learned. Okay, Lynn, this is the quick synopsis. We have conditioned to control life. We recognize there's no value in that. We're going to let go of the lens of control and move to trust, allowing, flowing. We recognize that our control is a form of self-judgment, and judgment not just on ourselves, but it's on ourselves, it's on life, and it's on the divine, on the universe, on something bigger. And that some of us are angry and resentful to the things that happened in the past, but now we recognize, ooh, that's all teaching us to go in. It's all allowing me to align. It's all me recognizing that I'm worthy and I'm free and I'm loved, and that life's circumstances are just here to allow me to grow and expand. And so we're going to shift from being in control to trusting. And that trust is trusting of ourselves, trusting the universe, the divine, whatever word that we choose to use. And through that trust, we're going to develop a muscle that allows us to trust others, trust the world, trust the walk that we're walking, the life that we're living. Is that a good synopsis? Is there anything else that needs to be in there? Is there anything? Amy, yes, the time that's best for your highest good. Things will just calibrate. It's just calibration. Jesse, we're all walking each other home. Beautiful, Jesse. I love it. I love it. Fantastic. Okay, is that a good synopsis, or did we miss anything? Oh, it's not my quote. Wish it was. It's Rumi. Beautiful. Lynn, it's all freaky. All I had written in my journey before I realized you were live was to listen to all my emotions. Fantastic, Lynn. It is so freaky when things work out like this. Valerie, the only thing you missed is that you said you don't trust us with trust. Wait, the only thing you missed is that you said you don't trust us with trust. Valerie, you're so funny. Yes. And Lynn, we also talked about that game, that trust fall game. And I'm like, I don't trust anybody to fall. I'm going to only trust the universe. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust me to fall. Like, I just can't fall. I can't fall. And I'm a race car driver. Well, I think I am, laugh out loud. If I apply this to metaphorically, then yeah, it makes sense. Fantastic. Let's all be race car drivers of the car of our choice. Let's all be the rocket ship drivers. It's a rocket ship. It doesn't even have to be a race car. Let's all start to take the wheel of our life. And that's not through control, it's through trust. So it's funny, we're driving. That was the willpower. That was the desire. That's the manifestation. That's the creation. That's the curation. And then we trust. We drive. We drive with our foot on the gas, but the ability to slow down, to pause, to turn, to take the curves, to go into like whatever mode that gets us into a rocket ship. So I'll stop. The analogy is getting too much. Jesse, I can't do that game as well. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you for making me feel human. Oh my goodness. Amy, I think I'm going to reword it in a second. Amy, I think I'm trying to take my power back. Although I've forgotten most of what you said about power and control and the difference, etc. Going to have to re-listen. Amy, I'm going to re-say that for you. Amy, I am aligned with my inner power, and circumstances from the past don't dictate my alignment in my present moment. And there have been circumstances in my life that have moved me away from the truth and the beauty of who I am. But in retrospect, I recognize that they were catalysts to major growth and expansion in my life. And I honor my life journey, and I honor myself, and I honor everything that has taken me, that allowed me to align with the beauty, the brilliance, the infinite nature of my inner power. How does that feel, Amy? How does that feel? Jesse says we're F1 drivers. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Oh my goodness. Anna, oh my God. I may not trust others, but I trust myself to see what's coming and react appropriately. Exactly, exactly. Anna, the driver analogy has helped a lot. Okay, good, good. Because I all want us to drive. I all want us to be the drivers. I do not want us to give the wheels to somebody else. We are the drivers. And it's so funny that we keep using driving analogy, because a lot of my dreams, I used to have somebody else in the driver's seat, and they would be driving off a cliff, off a parking lot, into different things. My old dreams used to have other people driving. My current dreams, I'm driving. At times, I'm out of control. But somehow, I make the turn, or I make something, or I'm, maybe a year ago, it was like, I'm driving, but I'm not able to press the gas, or my foot's not able to move. So I'm sort of frozen in certain ways, but timing is right, so I get away with it. And then lately I'm driving and more controlled and stuff. So it's interesting that my dreams have evolved as being a passenger to being a driver that is out of control. That is not able to move, frozen, to one being out of control. And then I think the last dream was really interesting, where I was more in control, but it was still like a funky drive. Like a crazy, crazy, crazy drive. So it's so interesting that we're talking about driving as the analogy, because my dreams are funky car driving dreams. Anyway, for those that want to psychoanalyze me. Jesse, grab the wheel of your life however you can. Time is fleeting. Beautiful, beautiful. And something always happens for me at the last moment, in a good way or a bad way. Anyway, is that the question? Amy, could you send me that as an audio file? I'll make it my ringtone. Which part are we talking about? Rochelle, I honor my life journey. I love that. Beautiful. Jesse, catch the pauses in between our breaths. Jesse, how beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Fantastic. Okay, great. Great, 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 great. Late, but here, says Carolina. Yeah, we're almost ending. So nice to see you, Carolina. So nice to see you. Okay, so how's everybody feeling? How is everybody feeling? How are we all feeling? Carolina with the kisses and her loves and her stars. Midnight dancer. How is everybody feeling? Empowered? Being a driving seat means empowered. Ariel says fantastic. Empowered. Trusting. Alive. Complete. Valerie, fantastic. Complete. Whole. Full. Aligned. Powerful. But not power like force, like Rita said earlier, but powerful. In our power, inner power, aligned with truth. Amy, I'm still struggling with the complete vulnerability of that moment, but I'll get there. Amy, but did you shift? Because I promised you we weren't going to move until you leave, until you shift. I promised you that, so I'm going to keep that commitment. But did you shift, and what are you struggling with? Because I'm happy to continue. I told you, I promised you. I never promised anybody, but I promised you today, because I could feel the strength of the resistance within you. Did you shift, and what are you struggling with? Because I'm happy, I'm happy. And I won't swear, but Fecky, you lifted my mood. Is that like a bad word there? I feel like I have more to say in my life, in my day-to-day. Fantastic. Inspired, says Jen. Fantastic. I won't swear, but I get it now. You had lifted my mood. Okay, good. You lifted your mood. Carolina, listening to your voice and feeling your energies makes me feel at ease. Fantastic. Carolina was really powerful today. At one point was really intense. Really intense. It's like, whoa, where are we going? Jesse, fine when I spend time with Manal and all here. Thank you, everyone in Manal. Fantastic. Thank you. I feel great today. I feel really good. Amy, do you know if there's something specific that you're struggling with? Or is it residual energy? Because if there's something that you feel on your mind or your surface that you want to get out, I'm happy for us to all to shift it with you. But if it's just residual, it's just how vulnerable that moment was. Like I wasn't my own anymore. But I think that will get better as it settles, I hope. No, Amy, okay, this is what I want. So did we cover judgment? Oh God, Ray, we went over and plowed judgment. Okay. Let's go to this, Amy. Okay, I have it. Okay, Amy and everybody. We're going to do a mini meditation. Amy, I want you to go to that moment. And everybody go to this moment if you want, or go to a moment you want, okay? It doesn't really matter, okay? But Amy, go to that moment. I've done this before with other people's friends who've gone through different incidences and go back to their moment and do this. So this is it. I do this a lot. Okay. So Amy, go back to that moment. And everybody pick your moment. And if you just want moment now, and if anybody wants to join Amy in her moment, that's powerful too. I'm going to go with you, Amy, during that moment. And then Amy, when you're at that moment, come out of your physical being and be your spiritual being. So Amy, in this moment, I'd like you to be not your physical Amy, but a spiritual Amy. And have that spiritual Amy just flying above in the room, witnessing the room. And everybody, wherever you are, if it's now, if it's an Amy's moment, if it's in a different moment, just imagine yourself the spiritual you. And observe the physical self. And if there's others in that physical space, observe them. And become aware of the energy in that room. And observe the resistance. Do not overindulge this. This is as an observer, as if somebody's watching, looking at a picture. You're watching a movie, but not a movie that you're taking all the emotions in, as somebody that's observing it. So go ahead and watch yourself and observe the room. Now you're in your spiritual body. So in that spiritual body, just give love. Give love to the fear. Give love to the chaos. Give love to the noise. Give love to the pain. Give love to the confusion. Give love to the sadness. Give love to the mess, just the energetic mess. Give love to the humaning, to the human journey. Create intention for growth and expansion. Just tell your physical self and everybody in there that we're going to grow from this. Tell that it's okay. It's okay. Everything is okay. Love on your baby. This is for Amy, but anybody else, if there's any babies or anything else, just love on your baby. Just let your physical being know that this is just part of the human experience, and you're going to grow from this, and that life is beautiful, and that there's so much in life that you still have to live, and you're going to live wholly and fully, and one day, even though you don't believe it, that it will pass, and you're going to appreciate everything that happened to you, because you're going to be a different person. And that one day you're going to understand. And you don't know when that day will be, but one day there's going to be so much clarity and knowing and truth and the whys. So I'm just going to be quiet for 2 minutes and just give love. Open yourself up to any questions, any answers, any intentions. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Fantastic. Everybody come back into the virtual room. Anna, that's really, really beautiful, and I really love it. And I'll read. Anna, I resisted this life because I see myself in you. So vibrant, loud, present, you can express yourself. The things I often told, you're too loud, Anna, too much, and I see you fully standing in that. There is a desire to stand up fully as myself. Thank you for being beautifully you. It's okay to be me. It's more than okay. It's beautiful, and you showed me that there today. there's not enough. Thank you to truly showing me my appreciation for you today. Anna, thank you, and thank you for the donation. Anna, I can't tell you how much it really bothers me when people tell me you're too loud or shh or be quiet. And I realized it was me feeling that I wasn't true to express myself. So I really appreciate this. And I just want us all to just love ourselves. That's the judgment that you're asking about, Ray. Yeah, this was all about self-judgment, because if we're judging life as bad, then we're judging ourselves. And it's all about finding that acceptance and that self-love and that appreciation for the journey that we're on, and recognizing we're amazing. We are amazing. Amy, I feel the same. Manal, I see a lot of Manal's energy in me too. I find Manal's energy almost feeds me and is guiding me home. Fantastic. Mari, the shadow of the sun is dancing behind you. Oh, this one over here. Fantastic. I have to close the shades because there was too much sun today. Rochelle, thank you for sharing that, Anna. I just felt so much compassion. Oh, fantastic. Rochelle, you're amazing. Oh, you guys, now I'm blushing. Amy, are you feeling better? Did you feel better? I feel like there's a lot of, I think that we talked a lot about what happened 5 years ago. And I think there could be work about how are you holding yourself today, and do you feel that you're less than you were 5 years ago? And so there could be a bridge in there as well. But did you feel the shift that you're looking for? Ray, she exhausts me. Ray, you keep me on my toes today. Amy, hey, where is Angel not visiting today? No, not today. What is it? Monday? Today's Monday. Amy, yes, I can feel some ships coming. Okay, fantastic, Amy. And just fly in that room and just give yourself love, give your baby love. Know that everything is good and everything is brilliant and everything's going to be fantastic. Okay, guys, fantastic. I feel amazing. I feel really, really, really good. Sometimes on these inspirations, I'm exhausted at the end. Sometimes I feel like energized, and today is one of those days that I feel just so energized, and I feel like oh my God, Jessie, you're so funny. Manal for president, she's that great. Oh my God, it's so funny because today somebody running, I don't remember who was, the first Democratic presidential candidate, you all might know, it showed up on my Alexa, and I was like, who'd run for presidency? like put themselves out there. So that's so funny. Just sort of like Lynn's coming in is like, that's so funny that you're saying that, because it was like, who would do that? Like, who would do that? Why be president? Oh my goodness. Ray, thank you now. Ray, thank you. I always love when you're here. I love when everybody's here. Okay, you guys, you're fantastic. So I scheduled the next 3 weeks out. There is a new monthly, Amy's got 12% battery left, so we gotta hurry up. Okay, there's a monthly theme that we're having. This theme is going to be anxiety this month. So self-judgment, we talked about anxiety a lot. The next one we're gonna talk about on the 14th is overcoming fear and anxiety, 15% with Valerie right now. I'm charged up. And I went from 90% to 37. Oh my God, you guys are so funny. Worth every percentage, she says. March 14th at 1 o'clock. That's next week. Overcoming fear and anxiety in life. So we talked a lot about it, but we're going to keep doing it because yay, anxiety, says Ray. 6% says Nancy. It looks like we need an inspiration on our battery life. Our mobile phone battery life. Okay, on the 21st, we have anxiety as a coping mechanism. I love talking about coping mechanisms because some of this is conditioned and we're just more comfortable feeling this way than the way we really want to feel. So that's going to be 1:30 on March 21st. And then the 28th of March, oh, it's sort of a nod to the laughter, but this was requested. So it's the end of the month. We're going to do generating more fun and play in life. Generating more fun and play. So we'll close out anxiety with talking about fun and play, because that's ultimately what we want to do, is shifting from anxiety to love and play. So that's what the next 3 weeks look like. I am, of course, join Attaining Your Authentic Life. Attaining Your Authentic Life, where we talk about it 24/7. Attaining Your Authentic Life. Authentic. As I type it out, I hope the click-clack clattering is not too bad. Join the group. Let's keep the conversations coming. You guys are all brilliant. I love you all tremendously. Jessie, thank you. Manal and all, thank you too. The lemons are so fresh, such fresh lemons at the end of there, Jessie. Thank you. You're all fantastic. I love you all. I will see you next week, if not before, in Attaining Your Authentic Life. Let's keep growing. Let's keep expanding. Life is brilliant. I am here to tell you that. And together we will feel it. Every inspiration, the intention is for us to shift towards feeling the truth of the beauty of you and the beauty of ourselves and the beauty of life. Jen is going to end on a joke. She's going to end on a joke. Let's go, Jen. Let's do it. Lemons, those are love hands. Jen, I already ended with a joke. It looked like 2 lemons for a second. Oh my God, so funny. Jen, that better be better than that joke, because we have from lemons to love hands. Oh my gosh, too much. Okay, go for it, Jen. Let's go. Go, go, Jen. You got to do better. What do you call an ant? So now we're laughing because it's not about cats. For those that know, it's always about cats. What do you call an ant who fights crime? Jen, a vigilante. A vigilante. Oh my God, I love it. Manal needs glasses, maybe. Oh, my vision is, I'm not even gonna say what my vision is. It's the screen. It's the distortion from the chat screen. How about that, Jessie? Oh my goodness. You're all brilliant. Let's keep being vigilant about celebrating the amazing nature of life. I love you all. Looking forward to seeing you everywhere we cross paths. You're all amazing. Thank you so much for everything you do. My love, always. That was an incredible live. And whether you were there or this is your first time to watch it, I am sure that you've grown and expanded from it. And a reoccurring theme was about anxiety. And that is why I've created the 10 steps to letting go of anxiety course. This course is designed to understand what is keeping you in feeling and expressing anxiety, and starting to understand how to let it go in 10 simple steps. Come to my website, www.Mattain, MATTAIN.me/anxiety. That's www.Mattain.me/anxiety, and sign up for this free course with a free self-awareness workbook and a meditation to allow you, to guide you to letting go of anxiety and shifting from self-judgment, anxiety, to a place of self-acceptance, trust, surrender. My love, always.